Diddy would take women to the Caribbean on yachts where there was alleged illicit activity.
Yeah.
Very first time.
Yeah, I have an island.
You think he's joking?
This is just for inspirational motivation and uses only. You know what I'm saying? You don't know a lot of black men that come from the hood that got an island. I got an island. It's called Love Island. So when I took you to Love Island, and then you realize that the plane landed, and then we had to float to another island. What was going through your head when we were going there?
This world is wicked, man. I'm telling you, there are
Nygaard owns
things.
homes all over the world, including this huge estate in the Bahamas, where he's entertained Britain's Prince Andrew.
Little St. James off the coast of St. Thomas was privately owned by Epstein, and you can only get to this island by helicopter or private boat.
It's 73 acres of pure paradise. Necker is one of the British Virgin Islands. And for Sir Richard Branson, founder and CEO of the Virgin Group, it's the place he calls home.
Really? Goodness me. Wow. Go subscribe to this channel, Shattered Paradise. The level of quality is crazy.
They say love is blind. Blind.
Shalom, family.
Blindness.
Well, I guess they've decided to thin the herd.
They say love is blind. Blind.
So there go the masses, like sheep to the slaughter.
Are we dreaming?
Blindly stumbling past all the red flags, sleepwalking right into their trap.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Some were cursed to be blind.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness.
Guys,
Others
this
are programmed to be blind.
you definitely want to watch this from the beginning to the end.
We once were blind, but now we can see. And now we're desperately fighting to remove the blindfold from off the eyes of as many brothers and sisters as possible.
Open your eyes. Against great spiritual opposition, through Yah's grace, in the fervent prayers of our supporters, we were able to release Marine Kingdom 3. But we could have never anticipated what we would uncover. The spawning grounds for the elite's most ambitious grand conspiracy. Which brings us to our latest presentation, the Elite Secret Treasure Exposed, Blood Rituals Hidden in Plain Sight. This video is another important piece of the puzzle as we move closer to finishing out the final chapter in our Marine Kingdom saga. The enemy is seeing red and is now activating the pre-programming they secretly place in the subconscious minds of certain segments of society.
Whoa. What is this?
You're about to see
Little
Channing
Mermaid.
Tatum like you've never seen him before.
In his new thriller, Blink Twice.
Blink Twice. Blink Twice.
Whoa.
Channing in the role of tech billionaire Slater King.
A mysterious tech billionaire, Channing himself described as absolutely bonkers.
I forgot you're on your own island. It's casual.
So casual, yeah. It's nice to meet you, Fear.
Slater, come on, it's very, very cute. We gotta go.
Here we go.
I need to be in a place where I can get an umbrella in my drink.
It's nice to meet you, Frida. We're going to my island for a few days.
When a server at a benefit clicks with a young billionaire, he beckons her to join his revelers on an island of indulgence, where she soon senses that behind that tech bro charm might be something horrific.
Something horrible is about to happen.
How do you get into character for something like that?
It's almost impossible to explain in a way because I really had to create something so wildly esoteric that if I explained like the weird things, the weird little like doom compartments in my brain to like make this person like operate. Yeah, it's a wild way. I was reading a lot of like Carl Jung and just like going into the shadow and like.
This stuff is crazy. Did you guys know a lot of these celebrities, they actually get demon possessed to play the role? That's how they're able to play it that good, because there's a demon, they're the passenger basically, and the demon is manifested and taken over. And a lot of them, after they say cut, movie's finished, they're still stuck in the role. They can't get out. They literally, people on set, they're like, yeah, don't talk to him, don't talk to him, he's in that other place. This world is crazy.
Just like really strange stuff.
Please, twice if I'm in danger.
Well, maybe not. Let's not answer that one, right?
Naomi, among the emotions you have to play is, during flashbacks, extreme trauma.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was hard. Like there is a thing about like acting that's so weird, where like you know it's not real, but like your body doesn't.
Now Amazon MGM, Steve.
Tell me that's not literally, that's literally what I just said. You know it's not real, but your body, because your body has been taken over by another entity. That's why.
And this is really important. Released a trigger warning this week ahead of the release, basically get ahead of all of this, saying that they are alerting viewers to depictions of sexual violence and abuse in this film.
Where the trauma and the terror feel ripped from the headlines real.
What are we gonna do about you?
Me Too, Epstein, the convictions of Harvey Weinstein, how much of all those things affected what the final product is?
Toward the end of the film, it's revealed that the character Slater King himself is merely a puppet who has also been subjected to artificially induced amnesia and mind control.
In fact, the entire island is a secret staging ground for clandestine mind control and sexual experiments conducted by shadowy higher-ups.
While this film mirrors real-world events in many ways,
MK Ultra.
Slater King, let's talk about the island. Welcome to the jungle.
Just disconnect, no work.
Phones, please. Wait, for real?
It's just better without the phones.
The truth in plain sight.
Excuse me, I need the phones, guys. I need your phones.
Truth in plain sight.
I need your phones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Quincy, I know you have 2 phones, Quincy. Oh, there you go. That's what I love. Yeah. Got all the phones.
Truth in plain sight.
Phones.
While this film mirrors real-world events in many ways, it still manages to conveniently leave out the true purpose of these large-scale sex trafficking operations strategically placed on remote Caribbean islands. And that's because the social engineers behind this movie want to divert the audience attention by framing these billionaire sex islands as just another hashtag #MeToo moment.
Though the general public sees the Caribbean islands as solely a vacation destination full of sun, crystal water, and good times, for the majority of the full-time residents of these islands, life is far from a vacation.
While exact figures vary, the majority of the Caribbean population is of African descent. In many Caribbean countries, the black population constitutes over 70% of the total population, making Afro-Caribbeans the dominant ethnic group in the region.
While the reality of what the elites are truly doing on these Caribbean islands is so beyond what your average American can comprehend, it confirms there's validity in the phrase, truth is stranger than fiction.
The duration of the film Blink Twice is 1 hour and 42 minutes. As we have covered in the past, the number 42 holds considerable spiritual significance for these Masonic illuminists, symbolizing gateways, crossroads, and avenues for profound change and transformation.
It's the explosive lawsuit that's prompted comparisons to Jeffrey Epstein and the island where he is alleged to have molested young girls. But this case involves a well-known fashion executive. Lisa Guerrero traveled to his Caribbean compound where a number of women claim they were victims of what they call a sex trafficking ring.
What the heck is going on here? Let me read that quickly. Ex-billionaire says she was held hostage in Goodness me. Ex-model, sorry.
The Bahamas is in the middle of what appears to be an international human smuggling operation believed to be linked to the sale of human organs.
When there was a priority for drugs, now the biggest business is human trafficking. Selling organs. Let's get real now.
In the Bahamas?
Oh, yes.
Human trafficking and selling organs in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas.
Wow.
Our investigation indicates that Nygaard has impregnated numerous women, girls, intentionally, paid for their abortion, got the stem cells and injected them into himself to further his life, believing it's the fountain of youth.
He wants to live forever.
According to a new report published in the New York Times, Epstein wanted to use the ranch for controlled breeding, using his DNA to improve humanity. Citing 2 award-winning scientists and an advisor to large companies and wealthy individuals, the article reports Epstein surrounded himself with leading scientists and would tell them he wanted to have 20 women impregnated at a time on the ranch.
Wow. In a recent interview on Iconic, Juliette Bryant, who was kidnapped by Jeffrey Epstein for 2 years.
You know, and I still want to know why exactly I was taken there, because there's a lot more weird stuff going on.
The kind of cloning DNA part that he
kidnapped by Jeffrey Epstein for 2 years.
You know, and I still want to know why exactly I was taken there, because there's a lot more weird stuff going on.
Transhumanism.
The kind of cloning DNA part that he was, obviously transhumanism that he was interested in. Did that come up anywhere? Did you see any signs?
Well,
I mean, obviously there's scientists.
I'm just going to put it out there right now. I woke up in a laboratory there one night.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, these are the things I haven't wanted to talk about because it's frightening. But there were scientists there, you know, and I woke up one night in a laboratory, paralyzed and naked on a table.
Wow.
I would like to be lie detected on this. You know, there are other weird things that I saw. I saw Epstein shift in front of my eyes. It was very, very frightening. And it's just something that...
Wait. What did she just say?
One night in a laboratory, paralyzed and naked on a table. I would like to be lie detected on this. You know, there are other weird things that I saw. I saw Epstein shift in front of my eyes.
Shift. Shape-shifting we're talking about. I'm telling you, these lot, they're invoking on demonic spirits. They're trying, it's all about transhumanism. They're trying to open up different portals and dimensions. A lot of them are into witchcraft. This is heavy witchcraft. He's a shapeshifter. He was a shapeshifter.
It was very, very frightening. And it's just something that I had to explain to myself because I saw him turn into something.
Oh my.
Glenn Maxwell is founder and president of the Terra Mara Project, a nonprofit whose mission is to create a global ocean community to protect and promote sustainable development of the ocean.
Ghislaine Maxwell was fascinated by Atlantis. She was part of a network of people who were attempting to excavate Atlantis and reconstruct its knowledge. I mean, you know, she was an expert diver, so her and Jeffrey Epstein had this submarine called Atlantis, the Atlantis submarine. And not only would she be diving on Atlantean ruins in the Caribbean and Bahamas region, scientists specializing in things like quantum gravity and gene splicing were being taken down in the Atlantis submarine is because she was also interested in reconstructing the knowledge of that civilization.
I just said it. Transhumanism, they're trying to open up
reporting from the New York
portals.
Times outlines numerous meetings between Gates and Epstein and a conversation with Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation, a connection between their foundation and JP Morgan to set up a charitable fund that would financially benefit Epstein.
It's an island called Nemba, and it's owned by Bill Gates. It's a private island also, and you cannot get on the island. You get a big fine if you try to get on the island, but you have some of the best snorkeling just outside of the island, so that's what we will be doing now. And also you can see dolphins around this island. We passed by Bill Gates' private island. There's a hidden resort in the middle and in between the green areas, but you can't see it from any angle. Some local people had told me that Bill Gates comes with a helicopter sometimes and lands in the middle of the island.
Wow.
The article reports Epstein surrounded himself with leading scientists.
But there were scientists there, you know, and I woke up one night in a laboratory, paralyzed and naked on a table.
Scientists specializing in things like quantum gravity and gene splicing were being taken down in the Atlantis submarine.
Wow.
And not only would she be diving on Atlantean ruins in the Caribbean and Bahamas region, ruins in an area where Edgar Cayce claimed that Atlantis was located.
The person who really put Atlantis back on the map was the extraordinary, self-proclaimed psychic, Edgar Cayce. He claimed that he had visions of a continent which had gone through 3 major periods of physical division, leaving it as a group of islands, probably in the Caribbean. Cayce predicted that proof of the existence of Atlantis would be found in the Bahamas in 1968 or 1969. And sure enough, in 1968, pilots flying over the island of Bimini spotted this structure from the sky. 1,600 yards of stone organized into what is now referred to probably in the Caribbean. Cayce predicted that proof of the existence of Atlantis would be found in the Bahamas in 1968 or 1969. And sure enough, in 1968, pilots flying over the island of Bimini spotted this structure from the sky. 1,600 yards of stone organized into what is now referred to as the Bimini Road. Some believe it is an ancient man-made breakwater which enclosed a harbor. Years later, another similar structure was found off the island Andros. This was dubbed the Andros Road.
The ground plan of the garden in the Zorro Ranch, that Epstein had, it's in the concentric ring pattern that Plato described as the ground plan of the city of Atlantis. There was a statue of Poseidon and a statue of Atlas. So it was an Atlantean temple that Epstein had on one end of his island, on Little St. James.
Ever since man realized that his life was finite, the human race has been fascinated with the idea of extending their lifespan, or even achieving immortality. The legend of the Fountain of Youth has been around for hundreds of years, but it all started with the Emerald Tablet. Written by the Egyptian god Djehudi, more commonly known as Thoth, Thoth was one of the most important gods of ancient Egypt. He was worshipped before the age of the pharaohs, so before 5000 BC. Thoth was the god of magic, wisdom, and the moon. He was usually depicted as a man with the head of an ibis. Thoth created writing and hieroglyphics. He wrote the Egyptian Book of the Dead. The Egyptians claimed he invented science, religion, philosophy, and of course, alchemy. Greeks call him the inventor of astronomy, mathematics, civilized government, and the alphabet. He wasn't even Egyptian. He arrived in Egypt many thousands of years ago, and he brought with him knowledge and wisdom from his own country. Thoth is from Atlantis.
The Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth are 2 different names for the same being. The Egyptians strongly associated this being with gateways, doors, and portals between life and death, hence his relation to the number 42.
Another interesting quiz about the, quote, 42 vultures and their chicks, which are associated with the 42 nomes, or the administrative districts of ancient Egypt. This may also be a reference to the famed 42 text mentioned by Clement of Alexandria, allegedly written by Thoth Hermes. The scribe details their knowledge of the 42 vultures, and this is followed by an analysis of both the ibis and the baboon, which I imagine many of you know. Both of these animals were, of course, sacred to Thoth.
The duration of the film Blink Twice is 1 hour and 42 minutes. As we have covered in the past, the number 42 holds considerable spiritual significance for these Masonic illuminists, symbolizing gateways, crossroads, and avenues for profound change and transformation. In the 2004 movie Hellboy, they reveal a connection between secret military labs, human fish hybrids, and the number 42. We see this same pattern again in the Amazon Prime series Fallout. In this network of underground labs called the Vault, we're shown the living quarters for their test subjects. Notice both addresses start with the number 42.
Masonic logic.
In this vault, the government is performing experiments, creating chimeras, human-animal hybrids, specifically humanoid fish creatures.
Goodness me. Yep, we see it.
If you actually look at the bill that came through the Senate on this issue, it allows for human-animal hybrids, chimeras. I mean, it has all kinds of way out, almost science fiction type stuff that it allows, which are things we've been dealing with kind of behind the scenes that never really got the attention of the public.
So Raw Story reports, quote, a Georgia Republican legislator named Tom Kirby introduced a bill he said would ban the mixing of human and jellyfish embryos.
Goodness me, hold on, let me pause that. A creature of the sea found, whoa. And humans might not, what is going on with this world, man? That's what happens when you're obsessed with evil things. Or sell your soul to the devil. Like,
the spellcasters are already hard at work. Preconditioning this next generation of the daughters of Zion to subconsciously consent to the defiling of their holy temples.
Oh wow. Yep. Black Mermaid. That's what the Bible is saying. We're not battling with flesh and blood.
Wish I could The new trailer for The Little Mermaid is generating extraordinary reaction, especially among black girls.
Oh, she's black! Oh, that's a black mermaid! She's like me!
Many of them are mesmerized watching a cherished fairy tale character who looks just like them. 22-year-old actress Halle Bailey stars as Ariel in Disney's new live-action film.
She's brown.
And all she has to do is look at the excitement of the little girls embracing her.
She's black.
To subconsciously consent to the defiling of their holy temples.
Come to the garden, darling, I will wait for you.
They're obsessed with magic, aren't they? Absolutely obsessed. Nowadays, there's almost nothing you can watch.
Now we are about to show you how they subliminally tell you, bit by bit, knowing most are unable to decipher their signs and symbols and connect the dots.
The world is ruled by signs and symbols, not English or language. It's all signs and symbols. 42 once again. Obsessed with that number. Down in the lab. 9025. Is this an advert for Lamborghini? And the flashing
a new creature is born.
A new
the first plug-in hybrid V12 engine.
Though the bull and thunder represent Baal in this Lamborghini ad, the creators of this commercial illustrate that it is the alchemy of their messenger god, Thoth Hermes, which creates and brings forth the hybrid creature, according to the will of their supreme deity, Baal or Zeus. After showing a gateway with the number 42 on it, and a spiraling staircase symbolizing the serpents of Hermes Caduceus, the narrator announces a new creature is born.
A new creature is born.
Then proclaims that what is being born and brought forth is a hybrid.
Hybrid V12 engine.
Wow.
Because they have to tell you. They are showing the world that there are secret laboratories guided by their god of 42 where hybrids are being born, which will be used as a vehicle for profound change.
Wow.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Combs.
Music.
Before we get into the Sean Diddy Combs stuff, they have to tell you as part of karmic retribution, you see. I'll say more of that on the back.
Mogul Sean Diddy Combs back inside a federal courtroom here in New York.
But the masters of misdirection and sleight of hand don't want you to notice their occult signs and symbols. They want you to focus solely on P. Diddy.
Yeah, I have an island.
Charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution.
I got an island, it's called Love Island. So when I took you to Love Island, and then you realized that, you know, the plane landed and then we had to float to another island, what was going through your head when we were going there?
Though P. Diddy was initiated, though he bowed and kissed the ring, all of his current problems began when he decided to bite the proverbial hand that feeds him.
Sean Combs.
Wait. Let's read some of these. Because this man was obviously initiated, perverted beyond belief. But once you decide to go against the hand that feeds you...
began when he decided to bite the proverbial...
So what does it say? Diddy sues... Okay! You see? Wow. The root of all evil.
Hand that feeds him.
Once again, Sean Diddy Combs and Diego settle withdrawal lawsuits. Okay. Accused of...
Sean Combs served as brand ambassador for Ciroc, netting him over $60 million a year. But when the All About the Benjamins rapper and record executive decided to sue Ciroc's parent company, Diageo, for racial discrimination, he inadvertently positioned himself in direct opposition to some of the oldest, most powerful and dangerous European aristocratic family dynasties known to man. Ciroc is a brand under the ownership of Diageo, which is in turn owned by the Guinness family. Notably, Anita Patience Guinness from the Guinness family solidified an alliance with the Rothschild banking dynasty through marriage to Amschel Mayor James Rothschild, establishing a blood connection between the two blue-blooded families. In January 2023, Sir Ivan Menendez, the CEO of Diageo, was bestowed the royal knighthood by King Charles of England. This significant event coincided with Diddy's lawsuit and subsequent downfall.
Which... This is an insane
you have the experience
documentary.
with major corporations, like me, my particular experience with Beam Suntory, it was great in the beginning. It's great for us to work for them. It's not so cool when you start to own things. You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money with them too. Like, there's a point, they did a deal that mirrored what Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc. So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money, like almost like $60 million a year at one point.
Wow.
So you see him go to De Leon is when you see him have some issues. And these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. The spirits business is not governed. They got a discus board that they created, right? If you got two companies that are $3 billion.
I mean, the glaring hole is that the indictment goes after sort of the bottom of what we learned from the Lil Rod lawsuit, goes after the guns and the drugs and a lot of the violence on Diddy's level. But notably missing is the name Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group. He was named originally in Lil Rod's lawsuit with alleged clear evidence of him knowing about the parties and funding the parties. But later on, through, you know, mechanisms of power, he got his name removed from that lawsuit, is my understanding, and now he does not show up in the indictment against Diddy.
You see, the misguided and perverse Israelite P. Diddy, with all his business savvy and ego-driven ambition, miscalculated his importance to the sword-wielding Edomite power structure and was given a quick reality check by his Luciferian overlords. Overlords who effortlessly removed the rapper's protection and untouchable status, leaving him vulnerable and exposed to the mountains of skeletons stashed in his closet.
But I feel like he might be the scapegoat here, and that the goal is to try to keep it, stop it with him. Nothing more to see here. Don't go any higher. Don't look at how dirty and deeply this goes. Is that your sense of it?
They're going to cover up all of the connections and not go after the bigger fish and use Diddy as a scapegoat. And that seems likely based on past history.
Wow.
P. Diddy has always been a puppet of Clive Davis and his social engineering overlords. Clive Davis is the bisexual Jewish record exec who facilitated and funded P. Diddy's label, Bad Boy Records.
Bad Boy Records was used to start the Little Baby Boy programming.
Lil C's. Bad Boy.
Bad Boy Records was used to start the Little Baby Boy programming.
Bad
This is
Boy.
crazy stuff,
Lil Wayne,
man.
Lil Durk, Lil Gotti, Lil Jon, Lil Scrappy,
Bad Boy.
and Lil Baby.
And we can't forget Sada Baby, Baby, and Da Baby.
It's clear Clive Davis handpicked P. Diddy because of his degenerate proclivities and willingness to endure the elite's degrading initiation rites.
Star Island, like where P. Diddy stays or throw his freak-offs at.
It's a wicked
The disgraced
world.
sexual deviant P. Diddy was merely a curator and supplier, trafficking people as human merchandise to the royal houses.
Puppets.
We explore these connections in detail in our latest Patreon exclusive.
Crazy stuff, man.
The Luciferian race for immortality.
So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, Go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down to a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters.
Wow. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this stuff goes deeper than the ocean, and it's something that you truly have no clue that's been going on, as you guys can see. Okay, Bill Gates met with Jeffrey many times despite his past. All of the look, the world is not what you think it is, man. It's run completely different. A lot of people, they're walking around with a veil over their head. In fact, smash the like button. I want to hear from you guys. Smash the like button up that you see up there. I want to hear from you guys. A lot of people walking around with a veil over their head, and they clearly have no idea what is going on, and they've been convinced to be, you know, like to be in the mindset of, I'm not even interested. I just want money. I just want to get the money. I just want this. Money, cars, hoes, all of these things that are not only you're being a degenerate, but they're meaningless. Because at the end of the day, once it's your time to check out of this plane of existence, where do you go then? For what's the point for a man to win everything in the entire world but then lose his soul? Like, you captivated nothing. Yes, you got a bit of fame, a bit of money, but then what happens after that? You lose yourself. So these videos, ladies and gentlemen, are designed to wake you up. Wake up. Don't you see that there's something going on? There's a party. And obviously we're not in it, and it's a good party to not be in, but you also don't want to stand by and fall for the trickery that's being used to keep you distracted, to penetrate your mind, and to be basically make you a degenerate, so you lose your soul in the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's all a soul's game. That's it. The benefit, the gift that you get for being born is that one day you will perish. Now, when it's time for you to clock out, as I said, where are you going to end up? I pray, Holy Spirit, for those people who haven't yet given their life to you, may they give their life to you in Jesus' mighty name. Seek first the kingdom of God, and the rest will be added on to you, man. Suggest which videos to check out next. God bless you.